DC has had a tough time in recent years with their cinematic universe never coming close to reaching the highs and consistency of the MCU. Have some pretty profitable movies for sure, like how did Aquaman make a billion, like how? Sadly, they couldn't tie it all together, and sequel after sequel flop gave them no option but to start over. As a certified The Batman stan, I like where DC's going, especially with James Gunn at the helm. Can he recreate the magic that he showcased with the Guardians trilogy, or will it inevitably fail like its predecessor? It all relied on his take on Superman. Him being a member of the superhero Big Three means his movie will almost always be at least profitable, but it will take more than just money to kickstart this new universe. Both audiences and critics need to connect with the new direction, which is definitely a challenge for the team over at DC. The only question now is, did it succeed? Is 2025's Superman legacy the savior of DC? First, as usual, I wanted to quickly remind you to like and subscribe. I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year, and your help would be much appreciated. Alright, let's get right into the review. Well, I'ma just say it. He did it. James Gunn actually did it. I was not skeptical about this rebooted DC universe. Like, of course Superman's gonna make money, but it was better than I could have imagined. Was it the best movie ever, or the best superhero movie ever, or in the last 5 years? No, not even close. Yet it manages to be incredible at the same time. They lean in like few has done before. This truly feels like a comic book movie. That's somewhat absurd and goofy, yet emotional and relatable at the same time. That is quintessential comic book. The score is something I want to highlight first because it's amazing on every level. It's grand, it's emotional, and it's just perfect. It hits every beat. It enhances so many scenes that I lost count, blending in classic themes with new motifs. Chef's kiss. The cinematography as well. Ooh, it has style, it has thought. It might be a little cheesy, yeah, I'll admit that. But this whole movie is a little cheesy. And it pulls it off, mostly. It looks pretty damn good. James really did it like his wrap around shots for this production because, well, this movie is filled to the brim with them. But the lighting, the shot composition, this is not just camera A, camera B. This has some thought put into it, some meticulous planning, and I love to see it. The movie just has so much personality in general, something we so desperately lacked in the Snyderverse. Superman himself has personality here, which is honestly a shock. He's not a god or Jesus or whatever he was. He's a normal ass person, and this movie makes that crystal clear. I can definitely say that David Cornswell's portrayal of the Man of Steel is my Superman. He really handles the action and in-cave persona very well, but it is his Clark scenes where he shines, bringing a vulnerability and, dare I say, humanity to the role, which this narrative so desperately need. Without him putting in the work, the movie doesn't work at all. You see what I did there? Okay, anyway, his interactions with Lois is genuine and natural. Their relationship is fluid and realistic. It grows over the movie, it changes from scene to scene. Their interview scene together at the beginning of the movie was definitely a highlight in that department. It just flows naturally, it's well written, and you can really feel the frustration from both characters. It's just such a natural scene. I also love how that tied back into the end. Now let's talk about the man himself, Lex Luthor, maybe the best character in this movie. Nicholas Hoult was a brilliant casting choice. He captures the absolute insanity and obsessiveness of the character so well. It also depicts Lex's calm and calculated side equally just as well. I adore the scene when Superman bursts into his office wanting crypto back and Lex is just like talking back under his breath. I just love it. There's no doubt that this man is a generational hater, which I love. No redemption, No moral ambiguity, no complex motivation. He's simply just a hateful, petty man who do anything to kill Superman. The person he himself can't live up to, in his mind at least. And that just dynamic is perfect. We don't need anything more. We just need his hating ass hating. Oh, quick sidebar. Lex and Clark both like having an aura off this whole movie. Like, it's kind of weird, but it's also hilarious. I just wanted to say that. I'm also amazed at how they managed to make Superman feel strong and powerful, yet not extremely overpowered as some writers desperately want him to be. In some story, he's basically God. And here, it's believable that Lex can beat him, but Superman's still clearly the most powerful being in this universe, just that Lex uses tricks and knowledge to beat him, which is a great thing in how the power dynamic should be. Which is another thing I want to praise, making this universe feel lived in and expansive. It was quite bold, honestly, just jumping in at the middle. But we've seen enough of the origin story already, and I'm sick and tired of it. So I'm so happy they took this Spider-Man Homecoming ride and just explained everything in a few lines of exposition in the beginning and just let it be. We know who Superman is, we don't need anything more. They also add all these superheroes and monsters and technology without any explanation. We get Guy Gardner, we get Hawkgirl, we get Mr. Terrific, which is a big part of this movie, and yeah, they don't explain it too much, and it's for the best. We get it. I love that they trust the audience. It's such a breath of fresh air, honestly. Okay, enough with the praise. Let's touch on the little less good. It's incredibly on the nose. There is basically not a lick of subtext found anywhere in this movie. Both Lex and Superman monologue for several minutes at the climax to tell the audience their motivations, character arcs, and themes of the movie. And it's not subtle either about it. They're literally telling us directly, which is maybe not the best choice and a lazy choice in my opinion. When it comes to the plot, it's pretty inconsistent and random at times, jumping from plot point to plot point with no more or nothing in between. The culprit, I would say, is at times the strange editing. Not specific cuts or anything, but more the sequencing of many shots and scenes entirely felt weirdly placed, like it was not telling the story in chronological order. And the movie never gave me the feeling that it was intentionally playing with time in any way to tell a better story, so it made things just very confusing. Wasn't the biggest issue, although it did hurt the structure and stakes in certain scenes. The pacing suffered a little bit from this as well, making the film a little choppier and not flowing as great as it could have done, making the 2 hour and 10-minute runtime feel a little longer, even though that's not a lot. I will stay clear from the political messaging throughout the runtime. You make of that what you will, but it's pretty funny how, like Guardian 3's anti-Disney agenda, this movie definitely had some things to say and was not afraid to shove it in everyone's face. James Gunn seemed to like to sneak political shit into his movie, and on some level I gotta respect him for that. However, overall, it was a huge success for the future of DC, and I'm super excited for what's gonna come next. It's undoubtedly gonna make a hell of a lot of money. Maybe it's even gonna reach $1 billion, and I think the critics gonna like it at least. I haven't really looked at it, but I'm gonna do this after. That aside, I'm giving 2025's Superman Legacy an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching this review. If I said something incredibly stupid, just comment it down below with your thoughts on the movie. I reviewed Elio last week, so check that out if you're interested. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe button. You know, like I said, I'm aiming for 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year, and your help would be much appreciated. But until next time, have a great one.